Okay, team. So I was looking into location-based keywords using Ahrefs. You know, we're like, okay, well, clearly we're in Reno, we're in Carson City, and therefore we ought to have articles that are focused location-based. Emily and I got to researching this. Honestly, there's not a whole lot of keywords once you start getting down to the location, and so it poses a problem because then our quality of we can't really use cluster AI because cluster AI is based off of clustering large volume keywords and being able to write the content and everything. The method that we have doesn't really work very well for location based, but I think there's a good workaround. And Emily and I were talking about it. We'll see what you guys think. My thoughts are, if we continue forward just exactly how we are, because we're writing good quality articles, and we really continue to use the cluster AI methodologies with clustering and preparing content that way, using large volume as our backbone for everything, and write the content just exactly how we are, then what we could do is we could just inject those articles with some location-based words. Now, not just like throw in Reno in there, because Google knows better than for us just to throw Reno in the articles, even though that would probably still do good and still rank. My thoughts were, maybe we just have a paragraph at the very end of each article that's unique, a unique little paragraph it could be 3 or 4 sentences that's specific to Amy's Eden, and we include some location stuff there. That's one of my thoughts, because we're writing such good content. I don't want to we're going to do more and more of the cluster AI grouping of large keywords. Like the next one maybe would be more specifically for assisted living, because then we're going to have tons of keywords for assisted living, and then we can group those, because what we've done is in-home care, which is it's good, but I think we're going to have some awesome results if we focus on assisted living and group those keywords. Now, to keep this very short and sweet, what I'm suggesting is that we take and we're like, okay, if we really want assisted living, like up here, right? If we really want location based for assisted living, we do Reno assisted living. So what we would do is I would suggest that we put it in the semantic tool, those text tools, and instead of just injecting Reno into these articles, we figure out, like we were talking about, which location-based related terms Google might think are more location. So, for example, here we have the word Nevada. Another one we have Reno, Nevada. Another one that's location-based is, for example, we have the word map in here. So map is like, obviously it's a location, right? It's like Google's like, okay, people are looking for a specific place, or visit. There's also tour in here is one of the words. Staff, because this is regarding a specific staff, which would be location based. And so we kind of and also the word located, right? So, and this we don't have to inject everything. Obviously, we just pick a handful of these location based words per article, and we say, okay, we really should include the word service, because that's a specific service or a specific location type service. And then, or put the phone number in, because Google's like, oh, well, if you want Reno, you've got to have the word, you've got to have 775 in it. If you want Reno, then you've got to mention Nevada. If you want Reno, then maybe include find, because that's like a specific service. So what I was suggesting is, if we were to just search semantic analysis for, let's say, for example, Reno assisted living, then we come down, we're like, okay, here's the top most relevant terms and we don't want to include them all. But what we could do, we could export this, and then we could put this into our whole process here. And if you take a look here down the side, let's see, we got Reno, we got services, we have contact, because that's location based, and I went and just highlighted some of the actual location based keywords. Find, down here is call, because that would be a specific location that you would call. Reno NV, staff, like I talked about, area, located. So this is like Google's like, okay, you were talking about a specific location now. Even maybe events, map, visit, Reno, Nevada, location, floor plans, even including the area code sometimes. Tour is a word that would be specific. Local is a specific. So these are location based for the specific Reno assisted living. So I guess what we can do is we can just have a few sentences at the end of our articles that are mentioning Amy's Eden specific Reno services to contact our community and find, you can just like use all of these to create just like 3 sentences, and not that they have to be all of these, but contact our staff at this phone number. We are located in this area code, in this city. Here's how you can get a tour, an event, and maybe a map, or whatever. I don't know. You may not want to have the exact location for each article, right? But at least like, here's our general map of our general area. We can show like Reno, and we can show some of the areas generally. We don't have to give the exact addresses, but we can maybe give an area code. So those are my thoughts. Maybe we inject a little bit of location specific for these articles so that we can start ranking for Reno, and we just keep cruising with the articles because they're really high quality. We don't want to have low quality. We want the highest quality. So let me know what you think. Those are my thoughts. We can do some different semantic analysis for generally, like if we want Carson City, if we want to focus on the word assisted living, or if we want to focus on the word in-home care like we are right now. And then we can export from, and this can be part of our content creation. So Jaron would head this part up. So it's just like a final touch up that we can do for each client to give a little call to action for reaching out to us specifically. And so the process would basically be figure out which location, what's kind of our main target location, if it's Reno, then look in text tools, put that exact keyword in, and then export